Hello and welcome to the subfeed, where it's our 10th episode. That may not feel like a big milestone, but this is the first series in my 10 years of YouTube that I've done 10 videos of, and I'm not tired of doing it yet. Anyways, at some point I decided that every 10th episode was going to be a top 10 video. Of course, it's taken me so long to get to episode 10 that top 10s have stopped being popular. It's all about tier lists now, but that's not what we're doing today. Today, we are ranking the 10 most influential influencers, the YouTubers who have had the biggest impact on the world around them, which is actually a pretty objective list. Let's go through them real quickly.
The Gregory Brothers, JonTron, Matt, Pat, Lindsay Sterling, How To Basic, Dude Perfect, Markiplier, Superwoman, PewDiePie, and number 1 is Scott the Woz.
Hey y'all!
That was a hard line to get all in one take, but pretty easy video. I mean, like I said, not much real insight to put into this. We all accept that these are objectively the most influential creators on the site. So what else is there to say about them? I guess nothing. See you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye.
What are you guys still doing here? What, you want more? You want like a list that's like more subjective and like something more based on my opinion that I can elaborate more on? Not just like the actual most influential influencers? That sounds kind of like a boring video, but I guess I should do it and stretch the video out closer to 10 minutes. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'll give you guys a second whole top 10 video. It's going to be the 10 influencers that have influenced me personally and how I make videos. This will be completely subjective, but also not just my 10 favorites. It's going to look a lot like my list of my 10 favorites, but I'm going to come at it and how I talk about it with a bit of a different angle than just I like them. Otherwise, it would be just as short as the top 10 I already gave you, and the video would be over already. Number 10. I don't watch Rhett and Link nearly consistently enough anymore to justify putting them any higher than this, but I genuinely wouldn't have ever started doing YouTube if I had never watched Rhett and Link. Plus, they do so much, and all of it feels natural and effortless. From their songs, to their talk shows, to their local commercials, everything is a perfect blend of comfortable, homey vibes with a dash of crazy to keep the comedy interesting. And those are the exact vibes I want my channel to have, for sure. Even more importantly though, anytime I listen to an Ear Biscuit or watch one of their other videos where they talk about how they make their own content or their own creative drives, it's some of the most inspiring stuff I've ever seen. And that's what I want this list to really be about. The people that get my inspiration up and my creative gears turning. And these guys always inspire me to be my mythical best, and they deserve a spot on this list for it. 9! So no spoilers, but I'm gonna cheat on this list a couple times. There's gonna be more than 10 people. And this 9th spot is the first place where I'm cheating. There's 2 people at spot number 9, which means that Rhett and Link really should have been an honorable mention, but whatever. It's more content for the same price. Quit complaining. With these 2 particular creators, similarly to Rhett and Link, I feel like it was wrong and weird to do this video without them, but I'm putting these 2 at the same place, both at number 9, because each of them sort of balanced out a different part of, like, getting me into actually making my own videos when I was first starting making YouTube, almost 10 years ago when I was an annoying 15-year-old. Julian Smith and iJustine were opposite ends of what YouTube was back in 2010. One ultra-professional and scripted sketch comedy. The other simply vlogged her real life with a setup so simple, even I could do it with my stupid cheap camcorder. But she did more than have a simple setup. She had a whole series called Vlog University, showing people like me how they could do exactly what she did. But it wasn't vlog content like she was doing that I was actually trying to emulate. It was the sketch comedy Julian was doing. Julian wasn't just creating sketch comedy, he was telling stories. Usually short comedic stories, but they were stories nonetheless. with characters and twists and cinematography that would make James Cameron jealous. Julian's videos have a certain magic to them that is so rare on YouTube that I don't believe he will ever truly be replaced. Even Julian Smith himself seems unable to capture the same magic that his old videos once had. But little 15-year-old me with his stupid camcorder and head full of Vlog University lessons, that kid sure was gonna try, and that led me here, and that's why these guys are on this list. Moving on.
Number 8.
Hey, speaking of classic YouTubers, remember Tobuscus? Well, forget him. Tobuscus isn't on this list. But do you remember Tobuscus's sidekick? This guy? Gabe? Uscus? Did you know he had his own channel? And did you know that that channel was freaking incredible? He had his own sidekick. His name was Landon. They did all kinds of things. Sketches, storytime videos, music song videos. But most of the channel's history is just vlogs Gabe made sitting at his table. Which is crazy, because I hate videos like that. But Gabe had such great personality, such great pacing in how he filmed and edited it. It felt creative and fresh, and I never got enough. And then they stopped uploading like 4 years ago, and I don't know why, and I don't know that I will ever stop being sad about it. I feel the same way about Gabland as I do about Julian Smith. That's how much I miss this channel. But it wasn't like Julian Smith where everyone else that I know watched him. No one else watched Gabland, so no one else listens to me talk about it, except you guys are already stuck here, so I'm ranting about it to you guys now. Cape Ho Rider, please, if you're out there, I miss you. Make videos again. Please. Please. I just miss you, man. 7. Linkara. He's got a magic gun and a spaceship. What more could you ask for from a comic book reviewer? I have made a whole video about Linkara in the past, and I will do so again. So I don't want to spend too much time explaining why he's on this list. But Linkara is part of the reason that when I was coming up with the idea of this show, I always wanted to make it clear that I was a reviewer, not a reaction channel. I wanted to sort of emulate a style, sort of taking influence from other people on this list, but especially from him and how he summarized the stories of comic books, and how I would then summarize YouTube videos with storylines and then review them for you. Linkara's videos are part of what got me on the track that where I made videos like this, which I think are good. So that's why he's on the list.
6.
Whenever watching top 10 videos, I never understood why sometimes, every now and then, someone would be like halfway through a top 10 list and then say, yeah, I didn't really know who to put here. Like, if you didn't know who to put here, well, why isn't this spot earlier in the list? I'm saying that here. I didn't know who to put in this 6th spot, but I do genuinely believe that the person I did eventually go with deserves to be higher than the 4 people I've said already. Or 5. I don't know, whatever, I've lost count. The person I am going to talk about was actually the original person I wanted to put in this place on the list. It's just that I tried to replace her so that I wouldn't be breaking my no politics rule. But see, then, the person I tried to replace her with, let's just say he's in the Smash Bros community.
This show does not exist to discuss politics or controversy or drama. There are much more qualified creators to discuss all of these things. When I first started the show, I established that there were 2 rules: no drama and no politics. And I still believe these are good rules, though my opinions on why has somewhat changed. It's honestly mostly that I feel that there are better qualified creators to discuss things like the ever-evolving mythos of who is and isn't cancelled. It's not that I believe that cancel culture is necessarily always bad. I mean, especially here on the channel, I don't want to be endorsing a creator that is doing horrible things to his or her fans, or to other creators, or, you know, whatever. But my content is not being created to show you who is and is not a bad person. I don't feel like I'm a very good judge of that. I see my job as finding good content and sharing with you why I think it is good or bad content. I am endorsing their content, not them as a person, and you know, death of the author. That's not what death of the author means.
But that's not really what's relevant, because this person is not a violation of the no drama rule, she's a violation of the no politics rule. But I can talk about her content without talking about her politics too much, right? Because I have the no politics rule for a reason. I don't consider myself nearly enough of an expert on those issues to really know what I'm talking about enough to explain them back to you guys. But I can tell you to go watch her, and she can explain it better. You may disagree with my assessment that Shoe on Head is good at talking about political issues, but that's okay. That's why I don't usually discuss politics. That said, how she articulates her opinions and how she questions and criticizes extremists and corruption on both sides has helped me in how I think about issues, how I construct jokes, and how open-minded and empathetic I want to be. We live in an America that weirdly values extremism.
We need a divided America.
If someone on one side of the political aisle says anything is good, the people on the other side immediately assumes it's completely bad. So it's nice that someone that makes media content is able to say that actually it's okay to laugh at and criticize the nutjobs on your own side. I know that I believed free speech and being open-minded and loving towards political opponents was good back in 2016 when I started watching Shoe, but I believe that deeper now. And I believe that deeper now partially because of her content. And part of why I did eventually decide to put Shoe in the video, despite my initial reservations, was because I wanted to talk about that. I believe the content that people like her and Chris Ray Gun produce, I think does make people more open-minded and accepting and able to think more critically about things, not just push them over to one side or the other, which is what those creators are often accused of doing. I think it's very positive. I think it's been very positive for me. I think it is content that is good for you, because it makes you think, and it makes, at least in my experience, it makes you more open-minded and empathetic. And I think those are all three good things to be more of. Regardless, we've spent way too much time since I said number 6, so let's move on. 5 golden rings. Longtime fans of this channel will remember that Adler Davidson and I used to have beef because he sued my channel once, and then I challenged him to a boxing match which we never had. That beef is over. I was in the wrong. I was merely jealous of how good Adler's content is, how much he was able to be, how much he was able to make. I'm jealous of his musical and magical abilities. I'm jealous that he hosted Messy Mondays, even though I was right there. Sure, I insulted Jordan's clickbaiting skills that same morning. That's probably why he didn't ask me. But come on, Jordan. That was just a bit of light criticism. Lighten up, Jordan. Lighten up. Honestly, I do kind of feel bad putting Adler up this high and not mentioning other members of the Inner Circle. Well, I'm mentioning them now. Everyone in the Inner Circle is good, but I mean, come on, it's Adler. Everyone in this cult is talented. Adler's content is so surreal yet relatable. His greatest videos delve deep into his inner psyche, exploring the depravity within the fame-obsessed mind of an ex-YouTuber. It's honest yet bizarre in a way that's as hard to replicate or truly understand as it is hard not to relate to in some way. It's as impressive when he's doing this within the structure of The Adler Show as it is when it's not restricted by that format at all, and it goes beyond the limits of what you think an Adler video can or should be. If I can create content that can be compared on the same level as that in any way, then I'll be happy. Or I'm kind of going off script on this one because my opinion on this has developed a little bit, and a lot has happened with one of the channels I'm about to talk about. I'm putting 3 channels in this one number 4 slot. So I'm cheating there, and most of what I was originally going to talk about was just a joke about that. But the 3 channels I'm putting in this one spot are Alpharad, Alpharad Deluxe, formerly called Alpharad Plus, which is what's in the script, and Friends Without Benefits. I'm justifying counting all of these as one slot by the fact that they were all started by Jacob. Jacob is no longer involved with Friends Without Benefits, but the same people that are on that channel are in a lot of Alpharad Deluxe videos, that are in a lot of Alpharad's main channel videos. It's all the same group of people all playing video games together. The format's just a little different in the 3 different channels. And honestly, the only real way these channels have impacted me is through how funny they are. And they've influenced me a little because I've started wanting to do gaming content a lot the more of these channels I watch. But it's mainly just in how I construct jokes, how I try to be funny here on this channel, especially when I'm just being conversational. They're all very funny people. It's very fun to just vibe and listen to these guys play games together. It's a fun time. Listening to these guys do bits and play video games together is really fun, it's relaxing, it's content that you can do homework to, it's content that you can fall asleep to, but it's also content that makes you want to be funny online, and it makes me want to hang out with my friends and have a fun time. It inspires me in multiple different ways, and that's why they're on this list. And I watch them way too much to put them any lower than number 4. I'm sorry.
Number three is Brian David Gilbert. Hold on a minute. In the MatPat episode, you said Unraveled was a dumb show. Well, I was wrong, okay, HN? I was wrong. So wrong.
I thought Unraveled was dumb because Brian would make claims about video game lore with no in-game evidence to support it, and I would think like, oh, he didn't do his research, he's just making this up as he goes. But no, Brian does not simply make claims about the things I love out of laziness. These are intentional steps he takes to bridge topics from a game series to these true topics. They may be comedic, philosophical, genuinely emotional, economic, religious, musical, etc., etc., etc.
And you might say, Joe, BDG isn't an independent creator. He makes videos for Polygon. He doesn't count, but that's where you'd be wrong, hipster nerd. I did not say that. If you did say that, you would be wrong. Because BDG has his own channel, and his content on there is even more wild and creative than the stuff he makes on the Polygon channel.
They're musical, they tell stories, they explore jokes. He made a video of his resume that makes me cry. You can't beat that. Brian is a genius, and I don't know if I could even hope to make videos as glorious as his.
I stan. Me too. Alright, that's the last line I need on this set. Thanks for being in the video as always. You know, HN, I'm really glad that after all these years, you and I can, still be friends and make videos together. No problem, man. Why wouldn't we be? No reason. If there was one, I'll tell you later. Bye! What?
Number 2? Number 2 is the man, the myth, the legend, Jax Films Douglas. Now, I know most of you guys know Jax Films Douglas as the guy who refused for years to fix my friend Bagel Gabe's bio. Jack has made genuine works of art from video formats that, in the hands of another YouTuber, would be just him interacting with his comments. He's made a feature-length production just out of making fun of grammar mistakes. He made a song about making the most of the life you're given. One tweet at a time over the course of a year. He's made 1,100 videos, and I'm pretty sure I've not only seen every single one, I genuinely enjoyed 99% of them. Imagine being that amazing of an artist, that skilled of a poster. Imagine making every single one of your videos feel like a momentous occasion, but also making them feel completely effortless. If you told me that Jack had become the #1 most subscribed channel on YouTube, I would say good. He deserves it and has deserved it for a long time.
So then, who is my #1? If you are in my community, that means you're probably also in the community of the channel that I'm about to talk about, so you're probably right. Number one. Oh, let me get close to the camera like I've been doing. Let me do the gag. Number one. Oh, let me go! Is it fair for me to put a YouTube channel run by people I personally know and who have personally introduced me to most of my other closest friends, even not including them? Is it fair for me to include those people as the channel that has, influenced my content the most? Of course it's fair. That's what we're ranking. They've impacted my life more than any other YouTuber. Of course they're the number one. Stupid. That's why we're not ranking my favorites. We're ranking the ones that influenced me the most. So they have to be number one. But it's more than that, and they would probably still be on the list, if not still number one, regardless of that. Even if you ignore how wonderful the Taylors are as people, their content is incredible. Chill Let's Plays can keep me entertained and relaxed. Jack's Films has never failed to make me laugh. All the creators on this list have inspired me in some way and at some point in my life. But Blimey Cow is good for the soul. They don't just make me question authority. They make me question myself. They don't just make videos that make me see things from other perspectives and empathize with other people. They make videos that feel like they're designed to help me personally become a better person. They don't just make videos that inspire me when I'm creatively drained. They make videos that inspire me when I'm legitimately going through dark times in my life. And they do all, or at least most of it, with killer comedy and incredible presentation. Their content isn't always perfect. They've had misses for sure, and that's why I kinda consider Jack's Films content to be, a little better in some ways, but sometimes it is perfect. And when it is perfect, it's inspired me in ways that no other creator on this list has. And there you go, that's 10, or maybe like 13, because I did 2 extras for the Alfred one, and I did 1 extra with Julian Smith and iJustine. So I think that's 13 channels for you to go watch. But regardless, if you want to share this with any of the creators I've talked about, spam it at them, see if they'll retweet it so that their audiences would come watch me. I would appreciate it. Regardless, like and subscribe, whatever. I'm leaving. Goodbye.